You blinked, and the drama disappeared. Believe it or not, the short version of Prisoner of Beauty was banned in less than a day after its premiere. Yes, the same universe of the story starring Liu Yuning and Song Zuer, a drama that was released earlier this year and won over both audiences and critics. How could anyone forget this couple full of chemistry? And for those who wanted more, they were thrilled by the possibility of reliving this amazing story in a new version. Now with Cesar Wu, who you may not recognize by name, but you've surely seen in Meteor Garden, General's Lady, and even this year in Your Sunshine, where he's shown as the male lead. And Yuting, recognized for her remarkable performances in several short dramas. Yield to You promised a simple but provocative story. A powerful and cold man becomes completely captivated by a woman of overwhelming beauty, hence the title, Prisoner of Beauty. For those unfamiliar, Yield to You was a short drama version, short episodes, bolder aesthetics, and a narrative focused on emotional tension and desire. The concept was simple but filled with intensity, turning romance into something more mature, straightforward, and emotionally charged. Scenes of lingering kisses, tense gazes, and provocative framing created an atmosphere of pure chemistry between the leads. The audience described it as an adult, elegant, and well-directed romance. But Chinese censorship saw it as inappropriate content. The series was released with surprise, heavy marketing, provocative posters, and the promise of being a more intense and mature version of the original story. And indeed, it was intense. According to fans, the production featured daring scenes and explosive chemistry, the kind of content rarely allowed in Chinese period dramas. But what no one expected is that on the very same day of release, the series simply vanished. In the morning, it was available. By the evening, it had disappeared completely from official catalogs. On Chinese streaming platforms, no mention, no notice, no statement. As if Yield to You had never existed. The reason? Nothing was officially confirmed, but suspicions are many. Some say the drama was removed for showing too much skin and excessively suggestive scenes, which goes against Chinese censorship rules, especially for historical dramas. Others believe the content was too provocative, with a more erotic and daring style than what is normally allowed. It's worth noting, since it wasn't a mainstream version, short dramas like this tend to be bolder. And perhaps that's exactly why the director took advantage of the format's freedom to create more intense and sensual scenes, with even more explicit chemistry and emotional tension between the protagonists. And some claim the decision came from the top, a total block, with no edits or second chances allowed. Interestingly, before it was pulled, opinions were divided. Some fans found Yield to You more engaging than Prisoner of Beauty, while others criticized its rushed execution and excessively sensual tone. But now, no one can judge for themselves. The only version left is the mainstream one, with heavy cuts and censorship. Want to watch it? Only outside of Chinese streaming platforms, because there, the series is completely banned. And once again, it becomes clear. When it comes to censorship in China, the government doesn't play around. But after all, why does this happen so often? In China, any audiovisual production must be approved by the NPPA, the body responsible for reviewing everything that airs. They evaluate scripts, costumes, moral messages, soundtracks, and even the type of relationships portrayed between characters. If the content is considered too Western, influential, or provocative, it can be blocked or removed. And this policy is not new. Censorship has been part of the Chinese industry for decades, but it has become even stricter in recent years. Themes like sensuality, spirituality, violence, infidelity, and even time travel are frequently censored. Yes, time travel, because, according to authorities, it distorts history and traditional values. Entertainment, according to the government, must be moral, educational, and exemplary. The problem is that this also suffocates creativity and generates controversies whenever a drama dares to step outside the standard. Other canceled dramas. And this was not the first case. Several popular dramas have also faced cuts, bans, or disappeared entirely from digital platforms. Let's remember a few. The Legend of Ba Qing, Win the World. The most expensive drama in Chinese history, starring Fan Bingbing, was shelved after the actress's tax scandal. To this day, it has never aired again. Addicted, Heroine. One of China's most popular BL dramas was removed in 2016, with all scenes deleted from platforms and even its official account erased. The First Half of My Life faced cuts for portraying sensitive themes such as divorce and infidelity. The Princess Wai Young, criticized for alleged plagiarism and excessive violence, was censored in some regions. Till the End of the Moon. Yes, our beloved Till the End of the Moon. Despite being a worldwide success, it had scenes edited and the ending changed to comply with moral guidelines. Remember, I talked more about this in another video. The link is in the description. In other words, the line between success and cancellation is very thin when it comes to Chinese dramas. For those who love Chinese dramas, this is very discouraging. Many incredible productions end up being altered or disappearing completely, which also discourages the actors themselves. There are directors who report having to reshoot entire scenes, change dialogues, or transform kisses into hugs just to pass censorship. And with that, the industry loses the spontaneous spark that international audiences love so much. But on the other hand, this has also encouraged a new wave of independent creators who release mini-dramas online, often with low budgets but full creative freedom. That was the case with Prisoner of Beauty, short version, which, despite being banned, ended up gaining even more visibility outside of China. And look, many people show up in the comments thinking this is my personal opinion, but it's not. I'm not saying it's right or wrong, nor that Chinese dramas don't have kisses or certain types of scenes. What I am saying is that they go through censorship, and many times, what we watch has already been edited or altered to fit the rules. In short, this story is far from over. Did you know that a big part of the people who watch our videos still aren't subscribed to the channel? So if you enjoy this kind of content, make sure to subscribe, hit the notification bell, and come be part of our drama-loving community. A sincere thank you to our channel members. Your support truly makes all of this possible. And you? Do you think censorship went too far? Or that yield to you really crossed the line? Comment what you think. And of course, see you in the next video.